Welcome back to the channel, Decoders. Today is August 5th, 2025, and I hope everyone is doing well today. Back with another video on the YouTube channel, and let me know in the live stream chat if you guys can hear me. Please give me a thumbs up if the sound is working. Let's get this sound check out of the way, and then we'll wait a few minutes, and then we'll get right into the info. Got a lot I want to talk about here. And for those of you who are new to the channel, I just want to hopefully get people questioning, what's really going on here, and how obvious some of these things really are sometimes. And sometimes I think we get so desensitized that we forget. But thank you for the thumbs up, guys. Hello, Coffee Girl. Hello, Futures 789. Think Ahead 201. Resale Express. Hello. Yeah. People in the chat, hello to everyone. Just reading the comments real fast. Hello to Nix. And hello to Mr. Aaron. We're going to give another few minutes here, and then we'll get into the info. But we're just going to kind of go over what happened yesterday, or actually 2 days ago now. And then we're going to dive into what's coming later this month on August 31st, which is the anniversary of Princess Diana's car crash. And don't forget, as Think Ahead in 201 in the comments is saying, he's asking if I'm ready for the live stream tonight with AJ and Rambo. Yes, definitely. Always look forward to that. Make sure you guys, as a matter of fact, before we get into that, as we're waiting for people to come in, let me just pull up my YouTube here and bring up this video. So here it is, guys. If you guys want to go ahead and give it a like already, I'll be here later, about 8 hours from now. So if you guys want to go check that out later, we're going to talk about some of the same subjects, but we're going to have AJ and Rambo on Ball Don't Lie's channel. So make sure you guys go and put your notifications on for this stream later. Okay, so we're going to have 2 different streams with me today. Hope you guys don't get tired of my voice. But yeah, this is the stream. I see AJ's changed the YouTube thumbnail a bit. But anyways, hello, Travis. And hello, Jose. Hope you guys are both well. All right, so another 1 minute, and then we'll get in. We'll get into the stream here. So as you guys can see, we're going to talk about a number of things. Jose Hernandez says, please hit the like buttons. Yes, if you guys enjoy the content, that's always helpful to smash those like buttons. Helps the algorithm, supposedly. Although YouTube has been taking away likes, taking away views, taking away comments. So sometimes it feels like it doesn't really matter. All right, so we got 68 in here right now. Got 25 likes, 68 people in here. So thank you guys that are here. And so as you guys can see, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the clash in Paris, okay? And we're going to tie this into Princess Diana, King Charles, the Eiffel Tower, a lot of different things, the royal family in general. So a lot of different things to talk about here in this stream. And I'm going to show you, just if you're new to the channel or if you've already been on the channel for a while, I'm just going to continue to show how obvious it is that these things cannot be a coincidence, how these things line up all the time, okay? Clash, yep, we're going to get into that. But before we get into that, I want to lay out something that my friend Casey Jones Astrology, who has a YouTube channel, make sure you guys go sub to him. But here's his handle on Discord, And I just wanted to point out that he's been talking about this time around August 11th or August 12th, connected to the Tower card in the tarot. And the reason that he's been talking about that is that on August 11th, August 12th, there will be 1,248 weeks after 9/11 when the towers went down. Well, in Gematria, the tower equals 1248. So again, remember, they put wrestling, okay? They put wrestling into the mind's eye of the masses just a few weeks ago with the death of Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the biggest wrestler of all time, okay? He had a feud with Andre the Giant, who was from France. And again, big shout out to Casey Jones Astrology, who's been talking about August 11th, 2025 for over a year and a half now. And it just so happens that the birthday of Hulk Hogan this year will be falling exactly 1,248 weeks after the towers went down. And remember, Hulk Hogan is famous for saying that the towers are going to come crumbling down. All right. And in this decode, we're going to expand upon the tower card, the Eiffel Tower in France, and how the WWE is going to be in France this month. But basically, Hulk Hogan's birthday will be 1,248 weeks after the towers went down. In Gematria, the tower, 1248, the Eiffel Tower in trigonal equals 1248. So this number, 1248, is hugely connected with towers. And this just happens to be how old Hulk Hogan would have been on August 11th if he was still alive. So I'm really watching August 11th to see if there's going to be more stuff that happens in connection to Hulk Hogan and the towers. And you'll notice here's a screenshot of Clash in Paris coming up on August 31st. Well, you see the Eiffel Tower here. And as I showed you guys, the Eiffel Tower equals 1248. So we're going to get more into this later, the connection with Hulk Hogan. But right now, we're going to just look into what happened 2 days ago on August 3rd and how it connects to what's happening later this month, okay? So this is the basis of what I want to present here. Make sure you guys keep this in your mind as we go through with the tower, okay? So the first thing I need to do is lay the groundwork for why I've already connected the WWE champion who just won the title back on August 3rd, 2 nights ago, Cody Rhodes. I've already connected him to King Charles so many times. If you guys want to go back and look through all my videos, you guys going to find at least 4 or 5, 6 videos about Cody Rhodes and his connection to King Charles. And it's obvious, okay? These cannot be coincidences. And I'm going to show you here quickly how Cody Rhodes is about King Charles. And then we're going to look at Charles and his connection to Diana, of course, and how this connects to Paris. But, and again, 2 nights ago on August 3rd, Cody Rhodes beat John Cena for the WWE title at SummerSlam. Okay, so Cody Rhodes just became the champion right before Clash in Paris. And there's a reason for this, okay? But here's the groundwork of why Cody Rhodes is King Charles. He's a symbol of King Charles, okay? There's no doubt about this. As soon as I lay this out for you, there should be no doubt about it. But that's for you guys to decide. But I'm going to produce the evidence of why this is so. And I have already talked about this before, so don't hesitate to go back and watch my other videos, okay? But this year, in 2025, Cody Rhodes became the King of the Ring. You see the crown here? So the King of the Ring, he became this on, I think it was June 28th. And when he became King of the Ring, he also got a title shot against John Cena. So by winning the King of the Ring, he also got a title opportunity against John Cena. And what did he do with that? He ended up winning the WWE Championship. So his King of the Ring was important in establishing him as the new champion. So I'm just going to read this off. Cody Rhodes beats Randy Orton in King of the Ring final, and he gets a title shot at SummerSlam. okay, which just happened 2 days ago. Now, I've already presented this before, but King Charles, his royal cipher is CR. You guys see it? And that stands for Charles Rex, which is Latin for king. Cody Rhodes' symbol is CR, okay? It's almost identical, okay? He's wearing the CR. King Charles is wearing the CR, okay? The letters C and R are the third letter and the 18th letter, okay? Well, King Charles is born on his birthday every year, except for a leap year, is the 318th day of the year. And again, CR is like 318. In gematria, royal family, this is in the less important cipher, but in the mixed capital cipher, royal family equals 318. Okay. And yes, I'm sure this connects to Cecil Rhodes. I see Thornator in the chats talking about Cecil Rhodes. Definitely a connection. Okay. But anyway, Cody Rhodes just became king. He has the same cipher as King Charles, CR. And and now I'm going to show you how this all connects to, what's coming later this month. Well, not only does he have the same cipher, the CR, as King Charles, his entrance song when he comes to the ring is called Kingdom. Okay, his song is called Kingdom. And if you go look at the lyrics to Kingdom, you'll see that it's all about a crown and becoming the king of this realm, okay? So Cody Rhodes is King Charles, okay? Kingdom equals 318, okay? I just showed you that CR is 318, okay? So not only do you have in Satanic, Kingdom equals 318. So it all goes back to this 318 connection with the CR. And just for the record, my initials are CR, Cody R. Okay, that's my name is Cody R. So this connects to me organically. And this is why I talk about Cody Rhodes so much on this channel, because Cody Rhodes is connected to me organically, okay? My name is literally CR, right? But anyway, his theme song equals 318 is Kingdom, okay? Now, before Cody Rhodes enters the ring, his voice comes over the loudspeakers and it says this. This is the quote: "Wrestling has more than one royal family." So again, if you guys watch an entrance video of Cody Rhodes, the first thing you're going to see is the words "wrestling has more than one royal family." So if you combine all of that, you have the CR, which is the same as King Charles. You have the Kingdom, which is his song. And you have him saying that wrestling has more than one royal family. And again, there's way more to this with King Charles and Cody Rhodes, but I just needed to make the groundwork so you guys understand the Princess Diana connection, okay? Because we're going to talk about Princess Diana. And I needed you to understand that Cody Rhodes is King Charles, okay? He's a symbol of King Charles. So here's the timeline. Cody Rhodes becomes King of the Ring on June 28th, and he uses that opportunity to win the title on August 3rd, 2025, 2 days ago, against John Cena. So this caused him to win this, okay? So he became the king first, and then he became the champion. So Cody Rhodes' first main event after he became champion will be in Clash in Paris on August 31st, a date that can be written 31/8. Guys, what was the number I just talked about? CR, like Cody Rhodes, his cipher, King Charles cipher, CR is 318. Kingdom equals 318. The first main event after Cody Rhodes becomes champion will be on the date in England that is written 318, okay? So again, what is the chance of that? 318, that's Cody Rhodes, King Charles, that's his cipher, 318, okay? So again, he became the king, then he won the title, and now he's going to Paris. And notice the Eiffel Tower. We're going to talk about the Eiffel Tower here, but it's pretty clear. And yeah, and somebody's mentioning in the chat that remember, Triple H was just at the White House last week and he runs WWE, and his nickname is King of Kings. Okay, so there's a connection to Triple H here as well, which connects to Hulk Hogan. I talked about that in my last video. But here's the wild part, guys. And here's the part I want you guys to think, is this really a coincidence? Do these things happen so organically that this is just all a coincidence? But think about this. After everything I already showed you, Cody Rhodes is like King Charles, a character of King Charles, right? King Charles was married to Princess Diana, right? Well, what if I told you that Cody Rhodes' first event as champion will be in Paris on Diana's birthday or death date? And where did Princess Diana die? She died in a car crash in Paris. Guys, this is the first ever WWE main event show in Paris. This is the first ever. There's never been another one. So what are the odds of that? Cody Rhodes, the King Charles symbol, just becomes champion, and now he's headlining on the date, on the anniversary of Princess Diana's car crash in the same city on the same day. And it's the first ever event for WWE in Paris, okay? The first ever. So this right here is all you guys really need to know, that this is something more going on. But we're going to look into the numbers of why this might be a big, you know, why this might be connected, okay? So I again, when I saw this, I knew I had to do a video on it because this is too obvious, right? This is like a 1 in a million chance that they would have a show on this day in this city connected to this guy and this girl who died in a car crash. So let's look at, yeah, a lot of people saying it was a fake death. Yeah, it probably was, but we're not decoding if it's fake or not. We're just decoding the dates that are given. But look at this. So Cody Rhodes will be headlining Paris, Clash in Paris. And think about this, guys. King Charles' wife died in a crash in Paris. And Cody Rhodes will be headlining a show called Clash in Paris. Do you guys understand? It's one letter off. One letter off. Crash in Paris, Clash in Paris, okay? It's so obvious. When that Princess Diana supposedly crashed in Paris, Cody Rhodes was 146 months and 1 day old. Okay, so that's how old Cody Rhodes was on this crash. But if you go from this crash to the date that Cody Rhodes will be headlining Clash in Paris, it's exactly 1461 weeks. Do you guys see how improbable that is? Cody Rhodes was 1461 months old on the crash, and now from the crash to Clash in Paris is 1461 weeks exactly. That's astronomical, okay? Astronomical odds of that. So think about it. Everything I've already showed you, and it gets better, guys. It gets better, but this right here was kind of mind-blowing because you got the same date duration. You know, you got the same number from Cody to the crash and from the crash to the show. It's just crazy. This reminds you of Trump's birthday, 146, right? June 14th, which is also the flag's birthday, right? But we're not going to get into that here. There's a huge America connection here as well. So how about this, guys? Not only what I just showed you, but look how old Cody Rhodes will be, or how old Cody Rhodes was when Diana crashed. He was exactly 635 months old on that day of the crash. Well, in gematria, in the Fibonacci cipher, Clash in Paris equals 635. Like, Yeah, her nickname was Lady Di, right? Like Di. But what is the chance, guys? Clash in Paris, 635. Cody Rhodes was exactly 635 months old on the crash in Paris. Okay? Again, this is just one letter off. Clash is one letter off from crash. Think about it. So that's astronomical odds too, right there. I mean, wow. So I think that this could be leading to something with Prince William, okay? So here's where I kind of speculate on what could be coming in the future. Yeah, Cody Rhodes, she died on a crash on a road. That's a good connection. Meatball, Meatball in the chat, he says clash, crash, and road and roads. Yeah, perfect. Cody Rhodes, she died on a crash on a road, right? Yeah, perfect. So yeah, I mean, there's that roads connection there as well. But so Prince William, okay, being the son of Princess Diana. Well, Prince William, on the day of his mother's crash, was exactly 5550 days old. Well, in gematria, in satanic gematria, crash in Paris, if you change the letter L, like clash in Paris, you change it to an R, crash in Paris equals 555. Diana car crash, okay, equals 555. And this is how old he was on Diana's crash. All right, so that's interesting, right? But here's the more important part. From the birthday of Prince William to his mother's crash that year in 1997 was 71 days. And he is the only one of the sons that lines up this perfectly. Okay, Harry does not line up with the car crash as perfect as William does. William was 71 days after his birthday for her crash. Well, in gematria, in the basic ordinal cipher, I know it's in the red, guys, but this is just the basic. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. And think about the first two letters of crash, guys. It's CR. What did I start this decode talking about? Did I not highlight the letters C and R, like 318, like Charles' birthday is the 318th day of the year, like royal family equals 318? And Princess Diana died in a car crash. C is the third letter, R is the 18th letter. Okay, CR, crash. Ash, ash. So the word crash is made up of CR and ash, like going down in ashes, right? Falling apart, dying. You become ash after you die if you get cremated. Think about that. Crash, CR with ash. That's interesting. Notice that the word car, the letters in car are CAR, which is 3118. It's the same letters, 318. So I think that's interesting. So Diana's crash was on 318, right? And that was 71 days after William's birthday, and car crash equals 71, okay? So there's that. But not only that, not only was it 71 days after William's birthday, when Diana crashed, Queen Elizabeth was 71 years old. Again, going with the gematria of car crash. So she was 71 and William was 71 days after his birthday. So there's something going on with this 71 here. Well, get this, guys. From Queen Elizabeth's birthday to Princess Diana's birthday on 7/1 is 71 days. Again, car crash, 71. But because Cody Rhodes was born just one day before Princess Diana on June 30th, that means that from Queen Elizabeth's birthday to Cody Rhodes' birthday is also a span of 71 days. In gematria, the word royal equals 71. Car crash equals 71. So what is the chance, guys? 71 days after Queen Elizabeth's birthday is Cody Rhodes' birthday and Princess Diana's birthday. And Princess Diana was born on 7/1 in the United States. Now look at this. Cody equals 20 in gematria, and Diana equals 20 in gematria, and 71 is the 20th prime number. So even the gematria of their two names, Cody and Diana, brings you back to the 20, which connects you back to the 71. So there's something going on with the 71s. 71 days after William's birthday, she crashed. 71 years is how old Queen Elizabeth was. She was born 71 days after Queen Elizabeth's birthday. She died in a car crash, which equals 71. Cody Rhodes was born 71 days after Queen Elizabeth's birthday. Okay. So that brings us all the way back to Hulk Hogan. Remember, Hulk Hogan just died, and now all of this stuff is taking place right after Hulk Hogan died. Also, oh, sorry, guys, I forgot. So not only was Cody Rhodes born 71 days after Queen Elizabeth's birthday, his birthday is also 71 days before her death date. So Cody Rhodes is 71 days after her birthday and 71 days before she died, Queen Elizabeth. Okay? What are the odds of that? You know, the two 71s. But this is where we go right back to Hulk Hogan. Again, there's a reason why Hulk Hogan is in the mind's eye of all the people in the masses of the world. He just died just before all of this goes down. And look at this. 5/15 is the opening anniversary of the Eiffel Tower. Remember, Cody Rhodes will be at Clash in Paris with the Eiffel Tower on the front, okay? So what if I told you that Hulk Hogan, he died 71 days after the Eiffel Tower opened, okay, after the anniversary. And he died at 71. And the reason this is important is because Hulk Hogan, his son, Nick, is famous for a car crash. Do you guys get it now? This is how we go all the way back to Diana now. Diana died in Paris in a car crash. Hulk died 71 days after the Eiffel Tower opening, and car crash equals 71. And Hulk died at 71, and his son, Nick, was famous for being in a car crash, which equals 71. So this, to me, makes it so obvious why Hulk Hogan just died at 71 in connection to this crash riddle, okay? So if you go back through all the 71s, okay? Yeah, everyone in the chat, Dr. Savage and other people in the chat are saying 71 plus 17 is 88. Yeah, Hulk Hogan, 88. So, okay, so how does Hulk Hogan connect to towers? Well, remember, he's famous for predictive programming of the towers coming down on 9/11. And now we're connecting this to the Eiffel Tower, okay? Because WWE is going to be in Paris for the first time ever, okay? So remember, in 1989, you guys can go back and watch these videos. The Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, said that the Twin Towers would come crumbling down right here with Elizabeth. Again, I talked about this in my last decode. These two guys predicted that the towers would fall with a woman named Elizabeth in the background, okay? Miss Elizabeth. So remember, I showed you Hulk died 71 days after the Eiffel Tower opened. And he died at 71. Well, his nickname was Hollywood Hulk Hogan, which equals 71, like the Twin Towers equals 71. So again, it all goes back to this number because this is the number that they put in our face last week with the death of Hulk Hogan, 71. And don't forget, 71 is the 20th prime number. Death equals 20. Cody equals 20. Diana equals 20. So now that we've made all these connections with the towers, we got to start talking about the Eiffel Tower and how this connects to Paris. Okay. And remember, at the beginning of this decode, I pointed out to you guys, thanks to Casey Jones Astrology for talking about this over a year and a half ago, Hulk Hogan's birthday this year, if he was still alive, will be exactly 1248 weeks after the towers went down. And this connects us to the Tower card. The Tower card equals 1248 in Latin. And it will be 1248 weeks after the towers came down. In gematria, in trigonal gematria, the Eiffel Tower equals 1248. And again, Hulk Hogan, who predicted the Twin Towers going down, his birthday this year will be 1248 weeks after the 9/11 event. Okay? So that's pretty crazy. And again, this was something that I've been talking that Casey Jones has been talking about for a year and a half. So we've been looking at this date for a while, and now we get Hulk Hogan dying, which connects us right back to the tower. Okay. So if we look more into the Tower tarot card, we're going to see the same theme that I've brought up multiple times in this decode. I showed you how Cody Rhodes, who's the new champion, who will be headlining at Clash in Paris, he just won King of the Ring, and he's holding his crown here. You see how it's on the top? You see how King Charles cipher? Here's CR, and then the crown above it. You know, here's Cody Rhodes, which is CR, and here's your crown above. Well, here's Charles cipher, CR with the crown. Yeah, Corona means crown, right? That's going back to Corona, of course. But look at this. On the Wikipedia site for the Tower card, they call it the Tower with the Roman numerals for 16, which is the 16th card. If you decode that in gematria, look at this, guys. The Tower, 16 in Roman numerals, equals 61 and 56, like Eiffel Tower. Wow. That's pretty crazy because we're talking about the Tower card, which looks like a tower collapsing. And if you type in Eiffel Tower, it equals the Tower 16, which is what you find in gematria. Now look at the gematria for royal family. 56 and 61, like Eiffel Tower, 56, 61 in reverse. The Tower, 16 in Roman numerals equals 61, 56. In gematria, Elizabeth II, Charles' mother, equals 61, and Paris, France, where all this is going to go down, equals 56. Don't forget, mind control equals 56, Society of Jesus, 56, coronavirus, 56. So there's so much, you know, Corona means crown. But look how crazy this is, guys. Cody Rhodes is on the top of the Tower of Superstars. Look at all the wrestlers. You see how they stylize this? They put all the wrestlers stacked up in a tower with Cody Rhodes as the top, okay? Again, representing the crown. Now, what is this, guys? What is this on top of the Tower tarot card? What is that right there? That's a crown. So yes, this connects to the crown chakra, which sits at the top of the chakras. But how interesting is it that the tarot card for the Tower has the crown at the top? And now we're connecting this all to Cody Rhodes, who has the crown, and King Charles, and Paris, France, right? And the Eiffel Tower. So you literally get the same symbols, you know, no matter how you look at it. So I thought that was pretty crazy. The Tower card has a crown at the top. Now look at this, guys. This is what you call a super match. Notice how King Cody Rhodes, because this is what they call him now, right? He became the king of the ring, so they call him King Cody Rhodes. Well, what happens when you decode King Cody Rhodes? Look what it equals. And not even just in the base 4 ciphers, guys. This equals in primes also 482, and it's just one off in trigonal. And look at King Cody Rhodes in trigonal, 1247, which is one shy of 1248. Remember, 1248 is the number I just told you about. King Cody Rhodes equals 1247. And Cody Rhodes just became the champion just before 1247 weeks after 9/11. All right, so King Cody Rhodes, which is what he is now, equals the Eiffel Tower. And again, his first show with being the champion again, he's pictured right next to the Eiffel Tower, okay? So this was wild to me when I saw this. I was like, huh. You get like a huge match here, right? Now, when Cody Rhodes just won the championship 2 days ago to advance to Clash of the Castle, or no, sorry, Clash of Paris, he did this at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. This was at SummerSlam. So he just won this title in MetLife Stadium. Well, look at what MetLife Stadium equals. 157 and 221, like the Eiffel Tower, like King Cody Rhodes, like Princess of Wales, which is what Diana was known as. They all equal 221. So again, this is the stadium that he just won in. And that equals the Eiffel Tower, which is the next place that he's going, is he's going to the place where the Eiffel Tower is. So that's pretty interesting as well, considering that this was the show right before the Paris event. Okay. And notice that John Cena, one of the most famous wrestlers in this days, he's holding up Cody Rhodes' hand, right? Well, actually, I think Cody's holding up John's hand, but it doesn't matter. It's all symbolic, guys. All symbolic. So, we're going to keep going here. So this is something that needed to be mentioned. Look at this. So Cody Rhodes becomes champion on 8/3/2025, 28 days before Clash in Paris. And again, Clash in Paris will be 28 years later from Diana's crash. And that reminds me of the movie that just came out recently called 28 Years Later. So this is, I didn't get a chance to look more into this, but the fact that WWE is holding a show in Paris 28 years to the day that Diana crashed in Paris makes me think that it's connected to this movie. But look at what's on the movie. Guys, do you see what's on the movie? Let me zoom in so you can really understand what I'm showing you here. Is this not a tower? Is this not a tower on the front of 28 years later? I mean, that's pretty wild because we're talking about Diana, this ritual with Diana 28 years later. So yeah, look at this. Look at this, the tower with skull heads, right? And then just look at this again. Look at the front of Clash in Paris. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. They're stacking these people up like a tower. You see this? These wrestlers are layered like a tower. The same way as 28 years later, the cover is skulls layered like a tower. And again, this Cody Rhodes became champion 28 days before. Is there a movie called 28 Days Later? Or is it 28? Yeah, I think there's a movie called 28 Days Later. Isn't there? Yeah. So 28 days, think about this. Cody Rhodes became champion 28 days before. And now, 28 years later, after Diana. And when did 28 years later come out this year? On June 20th. That's one day before Prince William's birthday. Let me just bring up Prince William. So Prince William, the son of Diana, he's born on June 21st. 28 days later came out, or 28 years later came out one day before his birthday. And now we're connecting it to his mother, who died 28 years to the day of Clash in Paris. Okay. So this is, and let's not forget that the word crown, going back to the 28s, the word crown equals 28. You see that? So you also have the gematria connection with crown. Israel also equals 28. Makes me wonder if something with Israel as well. So there you have that. And now, I swear I had more here, but something's going on with this. Hold on. So look at this. If you take Cody Rhodes' full name that he has now, Cody Garrett Runnels Rhodes, it equals 119. And if you go to Wikipedia and you look up the death of Princess Diana, they title it Death of Diana, Princess of Wales. That's what they title it. Well, what's that equal? Death of Diana, Princess of Wales equals Cody Garrett Runnels Rhodes. 119. Now, what happened on 119 in the UK? That was the tower, okay? Now, if you go from Princess Diana's car crash to the son of Hulk Hogan's car crash, it was 119 months and 26 days. Again, I already connected how Hulk Hogan is connected to this because his son is famous for being in a car crash. Okay. And his son crashed 119 months and 26 days after the death of Diana, Princess of Wales, which equals 119. That's also 9 years, 11 months, and 26 days. Now, 26 is the gematria of queen and crown. Okay. So the 26 is important here also with the 9/11. Now, this is interesting because if you take the 9/11 or the 119 and you flip it upside down, you get 116. Well, it just so happens that the day that Diana died in a car crash, Queen Elizabeth was exactly 116 Venus years old. And car crash in Fibonacci equals 116. Now, Venus has a solar day of approximately 116.75 Earth days. So the planet Venus supposedly, not that any of these numbers are real, but the planet Venus supposedly has a 116 connection. And again, Queen Elizabeth was 116 Venus years old on the death exactly of the car crash. Okay. Now, this connects to Cody Rhodes because this is a huge number with him. His theme song is called Kingdom, which equals 116 in reverse. His stage name is Cody Rhodes, which equals 116. And he's known for wrestling, which equals 116. And again, this is your 119 flipped upside down. And don't forget, Queen Elizabeth's birthday is the opposite day on the calendar of 9/11. So she's hugely connected to 9/11. And here's just another interesting add-on. The stadium that Clash in Paris will be in is called the Paris La Défense Arena. That stadium opened exactly 411 weeks. The stadium opened exactly 411 weeks before Clash in Paris. This is where it's going to be, is in the stadium. In Gematria, Clash in Paris. Clash in Paris equals 411, which is the Gematria, or which is the exact amount of weeks that this stadium will be open when it hosts Clash in Paris. That's crazy. And before we get into, I got more, guys, but okay, so this is something I want to talk more with Rambo about. And also, I see the Illusions in the chat. Make sure you guys go subscribe to the Illusion. He's going to do a video right after me, so let's all head over to his channel afterwards. But I know there'll be more to add to this, but considering all the connections to Clash in Paris and car crashes, we had a very famous car crash this year involving a British, well, he's not actually British, but he played for Liverpool in the UK, which connects to King Charles and Diana and Elizabeth, all that. But he crashed and died this year on 7/3. Well, if you go from his crash to Crash in Paris, I'm just going to start calling it Crash in Paris now, because that's what it really is. It's 1 month and 29 days. Well, from his crash. Clash in Paris in the basic ordinal cipher, 129. 129 is 201 in base 8, so there's a 201 connection here. This guy died in Spain, and Spain equals 59. This guy would be 59 days after his crash. Yeah, Clash in Paris would be 59 days after his crash. All right, so let's just recap real fast. Cody Rhodes, let me just do a quick recap for those of you just getting in here. Cody Rhodes just became the new WWE champion 2 days ago, and his next event is going to be Clash in Paris, okay? And again, this is the first ever WWE main event in Paris, ever, okay? He became the King of the Ring earlier this year. He uses the initial CR, which is the cipher, the initials of Charles Rex, which is King Charles. CR is 318, and Charles was born on the 318th day of the, well, he's born on the 319th day of the year, but on a leap year. So his birthday this year will be the 318th day of the year. Kingdom is the theme song for Cody Rhodes. Kingdom equals 318. Before he enters the ring, his voice to his entrance music, it says wrestling has more than one royal family. He just became king of the ring, and then he became champion, and now he's going to Paris, right? And his show in Paris will be on the exact same day as Princess Diana's crash in Paris. I mean, this is so obvious. I don't even need any more numbers. This is on 318, guys. This is the number that I just tied to this. I just tied the CR to Cody Rhodes and King Charles. And it just so happens that on 318, they have this huge, obvious, blatantly obvious thing going on, okay? So if there's one thing that you get from this whole decode, it's this. This is the simplest part. You don't even need numbers, really. You just got to understand the date and the anniversary of a car crash. As simple as that, okay? Clash in Paris, crash in Paris. And remember, all my videos last week was about money. So is this really all about a crash in the markets that's still to come? Okay? Like a market crash. In fact, let's look up the gematria of market crash, because I'm wondering what that equals and how this might tie to this. So there is some things I see there. So, I mean, this is not really as I don't like this when they're all spread out like this. So I'm not going to even reiterate on this, but I think that this could have something to do with a market crash, or we could say a money crash. Well, money crash equals 149. Cody Rhodes just became the 149th WWE champion. This is the revelation number. Money crash equals revelation. Wow. So look at the 3 out of 4 cipher match with revelation and money crash. Now, if you go to the Tower Tarot card, let's read what it says here. The Tower Tarot card is immediately after the devil, and it is associated with sudden and disruptive revelation. So the tarot card is associated with sudden or disruptive revelation. Cody Rhodes just became the 149th WWE champion. And in Gematria, revelation equals 149 and money crash equals 149. Also, Antichrist 149, big number. So the Tower card, it has the crown, okay? And if you look at the 16 here, right? The 16th card. Yeah. Illusion says John Cena, he ended his 17th reign, ended from Cody Rhodes, and Revelation 17 is about the fall of Babylon or the Tower of Babel. Yeah, I mean, we can look into the Tower of Babel, right? Tower of Babel, what's that equal? Oh, yeah, Tower of Babel equals Eiffel Tower. Let me show you this. Look at this, guys. So Cody Rhodes just became the champion in New Jersey, which equals 124. And now he's going on to wrestle where the Eiffel Tower is, which equals 124. And Tower of Babel equals 124. Eiffel Tower destruction equals 124. That's a good connection. Think Ahead 201 says 1248 is the tower in Gematria. 12 times 4 is 48. You get your 1248. Wow, that's a good one. So that's interesting right there, guys. I mean, Tower of Babel equals Eiffel Tower equals New Jersey. And remember, when WWE was in New Jersey the other day, there was an earthquake in New Jersey. Look at this. There was a story of an earthquake. New Jersey earthquake. Look at this. On August 3rd, which is the exact same day that Cody Rhodes won his title in New Jersey, there was an earthquake in New Jersey. Yeah, that's a good one. The Illusion also. Let me bring up Illusion's comments here. Yeah, let me bring up Think Ahead 201. He says 1248. Remember, I talked about the 1248 in the tower. Well, 12 times 4 is 48. 124, right? The Illusion says 12 times 4 is 48. Cody won the WWE title on the GOAT, Tom Brady's birthday, exactly, who made his NFL debut as the starter the year the Twin Towers came down. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And don't forget, John Cena, who Cody Rhodes beat, he was the GOAT of wrestling. Cody Rhodes even said, hats off to the GOAT after he won. And of course, we know that GOAT is about Satanism, goats, right? But yeah, that's perfect. Just amazing addition there by the Illusion. But yeah, the earthquake could bring down towers, right? If it was a 3.0, well, they're calling it a 2.7. Well, this was in Washington Township. Whoops. Look at this. Guys, they say the earthquake was at a 12.4 kilometer depth. Are you kidding me? That's today, guys. That's today, there was an earthquake today, and it was at a 12.4 kilometer depth. Guys, what number did I just have up here? I just had the number 124 up here for New Jersey and Eiffel Tower and Tower of Babel. And now we find out that the earthquake was at a 12.4 depth. I mean, you know, it's just, you can't make it up. Yeah, and Hogan said he would bring down the towers with, and you know how Hogan said it was the love that would bring down the towers? Well, what's I love you equal in gematria? Look at this. I love you equals 124. And when Hulk Hogan said the towers would come down, he said that the love is going to bring the towers down. And the words I love you equals 124. And this has to do with Venus, the goddess of love. And, you know, the tower is kind of like a phallus. And a phallus, what happens when love happens? The phallus, you know, collapses. Think about it. Not to get into the, big shout out to Ball Don't Lie. We're going into this love theme now. We got to touch on the love theme. But think about it. Not to be vulgar, but when people are having love, the tower collapses. And I don't think I need to explain more what I mean by this, but I think do you guys get what I'm saying? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you understand what I'm saying about the tower collapsing. I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, the tower is the phallus, and the phallus collapses after it's done, right? So if you think about all of this, you know, all this love stuff connecting to this, well, there you go. So let's see what the earthquake was on August 3rd when Cody Rhodes won. Let me see if I can find the actual page here. I don't know how to use this site, so give me a second. Anyway, you guys get the point. The earthquake happened the same day Cody Rhodes won. And now we have another earthquake in New Jersey. Of course, these are nothing. You can't even barely feel these. Let's see. Yeah, and Hulk Hogan was all about brother, and Cody Rhodes won his first championship in the city of brotherly love. So think about this. Cody Rhodes wins WWE title, Philadelphia. So again, this was his first time winning the championship. Now he just did it again, but he did this in the city of brotherly love, okay? So this love theme is, of course, super important. And yeah, but I do want to touch more on William. I would say be I'm interested to see if we get news on King Charles on August 11th on Hulk Hogan's birthday. Okay, Ball Don't Lie says I should do a quick Google search. Do a quick Google search on when Bronny James had his heart attack while playing for the USC Trojans. Okay, let's look at that. Bronny James. Oh yeah, okay. Wow. So yeah, Bronny James had a heart attack on July 24th, and then 2 years later, Hulk Hogan had a heart attack on July 24th. And of course, Bronny James is the son of King James. And I've spent this whole decode talking about kings and royalty. So wow, that's of course on the same day he got heart attacks. Huh. That's a good addition there. Yeah, USC and Hulk Hogan have the same colors. Yep. Yeah, the illusion is talking about, I'm going to have another wrestling decode coming up about the bridge breakers. But the illusion is mentioning that the GOAT rituals, Cody now has 2 world titles, and Cena, who he beat, has 17. And the GOAT, Michael Jordan, is born on 2/17. Well, there's something going on now in WWE. Bronson Reed stealing Roman Reigns Jordans. So this is something that's going on in WWE right now. And again, I could dedicate this whole channel to talking about just WWE. Like, there's enough symbolism. But look at this. Bronson Reed last week stole Roman Reigns Jordans. And then he did it again. He's done it twice now. Yeah, like stealing souls, right? Yeah. And Bronson Reed, it has the Skull and Bones logo on his chest, by the way. But here he did it again. Right here, Bronson Reed takes Roman Reigns sneakers again. This time it's Roman's Jordan 1s. Wait, is that what this is? A Jordan 1? Hold on, let me look this up. Yeah, Bronson Reed takes Roman Reigns sneakers. This time, Roman's Jordan 1s. So now that's 2 sneakers that he's taken. So I'm going to have a decode about this because Bronson Reed is all about the bridge, okay? And this all goes back to the bridge stuff as well. Because in Swedish, the name Bron it means bridge, okay? And it's literally like bridge sun. That's what Bron's sun can translate to. Bron means bridge in Swedish. And of course, you have the sun. And there's 2 guys right now teaming together, both with the name Bronson, okay? So I'm going to do a video later about that, but there's something going on. And remember, I've been talking about the movie Sneakers. Oh, look at this. The sneakers that come up if you type in the word sneakers is the Jordan 1s. Look, the ones that he just stole, if you just type in the Wikipedia page for sneakers, these are the exact ones that come up. And these are the exact ones he just stole from Roman Reigns. You see, these are the same ones. I think. Yeah, they are. I was just talking about a movie called Sneakers. So let's just go show how my decodes have been pretty on point here. because I just did a whole bunch of decodes about this 1992 movie called Sneakers. And it's all about money in the Federal Reserve. And what's the chance that Bronson Reed, let me just go to my other slides. Hold on. Let me show you how on point my decodes have really been here. Not to boast myself, but let me show you just how crazy this is. So if you guys go back and watch my videos from the last 2 weeks, you're going to see I've been talking about sneakers and money, connecting to Ripple and the Federal Reserve and the financial system. And what is the chances that now, around this same time, this wrestler, Bronson Reed, he's stealing sneakers. And he's holding the money in the bank here. Look, this is like literally what I decoded the last 2 weeks. And this just happened after the fact. This happened after I decoded this. Again, going back to this movie, okay, this movie, and then this happens. So they're literally telling you money and sneakers. And this is literally pointing you to the movie in 1992, which came out on 9/11, 1992. And look at what Bronson Reed posted here. He says tsunami in the bank with the skull and bones and the wave. Did we not just have tsunamis? Did I not just talk about tsunamis and money and sneakers? And it all came to life. It all came to life in 1 week later with this guy. Like the sneakers, the money, and the tsunami, all things I talked about. Again, I'll let you guys go back and watch my last 3 videos and see that I was literally talking about this. But in the next video, we're going to talk about, this is just a sneak peek, guys. We're going to talk about the new group in wrestling that features two guys with the name Bronson on the same team. And as I told you, if you translate the word Braun into Swedish, it means the bridge. And notice how this guy's name is Bronson Breaker, but really he goes by the name Braun Breaker. So his name can translate to bridge breaker. And this guy, he's all about tsunamis, okay? And this guy is born on 9/11, okay? Paul Heyman, born on 9/11. I told you the sneakers movie came out on 9/11. Now you got this guy stealing sneakers, and you have this connected to the bridge. So this is what we're going to cover in the next video. We're going to cover the sneakers, the bridge, the Hulk Hogan connection to this. Notice that Bronson Reed, just another quick sneak peek, he was born exactly 4 days before the first SummerSlam, which featured Hulk Hogan. And again, that was in 1988. He was born just 4 days before. And now we just had SummerSlam 2 days ago. And let's not forget the Eiffel Tower is very connected to the Golden Gate Bridge. So we're talking about all these famous monuments and how they might connect together. But I think that this also, if you look at the money in the bank, connecting it back to sneakers, remember, again, guys, it's almost too much to explain. You guys got to go back and watch my videos because I already covered all this. But this movie is about hackers who hack into the Federal Reserve. And this happens in San Francisco, where the Golden Gate Bridge is. But yeah, I think, I'll probably, another thing I want to touch on is this. 28 years later is the tower card. So if anyone wants to look more into this movie for me, or if anyone has any connections to the tower and the 28 years later, look at this. Even look at this. In the phrase here, it even says a tower of human skulls. Yeah, let me see what hold on. A tower of human skulls. You know, I really ran out of time because there's way more I could talk about with this Princess Diana stuff. But again, I told you this is what they're doing here with this logo is they're building a tower of people, like a tower of skulls, right? And Cody Rhodes is the crown part. Also, another interesting thing is the survivor of the Princess Diana car crash was Trevor Reese Jones. Well, if you take that guy's name, and he was the only survivor. Notice how it equals 1248. So the guy who survived the Diana car crash equals 1248. Well, this is the number I started out talking about. The tower equals 1248. The Eiffel Tower in trigonal, 1248. Cody Rhodes just became the king of the ring, which equals 1248. And again, August 11th, Hulk Hogan's birthday will be 1248 weeks after 9/11. Okay. So that's another thing I wanted to mention with the death of with this Trevor Reese guy. But let me just go right back real fast to the other page, and then we'll wrap this up. Somebody says there's a song called London Calling by The Clash. Wow, okay. London Calling. Let me see. Yeah, there's that band called The Clash. London Calling is a song by English punk rock band The Clash. It was released as a single on 1979 album of the same name. This apocalyptic, politically charged rant features the band's post-punk sound. Apocalyptic, huh? Released on December 7th, 1979. Let me just run a quick date duration. Let me just go to the Clash at the Castle, or the Clash in Paris. I mean, I don't see anything right off the bat, but I'll have to look more. But this is definitely an interesting connection. Let's just see what London Calling equals. Wow. What the heck? You guys see this? Holy moly. So I just did a whole decode about Princess Diana, and Princess Diana equals the name of this song, London Calling. So obviously we have something here. This is by The Clash. And I just connected this whole thing to The Clash in Paris and Armageddon. This is all about Armageddon, guys. So anyway, let's measure from the release of this song to the crash of Princess Diana. How about that? That was 17 years. Huh. Well, what I'm seeing here is interesting with the 17 years, 267 days, but I can't think of how that would connect. Yeah, it's just interesting that that song equals Princess Diana. I don't know. I have to think more about this because I don't think that's a coincidence. Maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know. Um, I'm just looking one more time to see if I see anything. Wait, let's see when the album came out. Okay, so the album came out December 14th. Hold on. I do find it interesting. It was 219 months and 2 moon phases. Well, that's the gematria of those things. You see the 219? So London Calling 219, Princess Diana 219. It was 219 months and 2 days. So that's another interesting. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You get, if you go from, I mean, it's interesting because if you go from this December 14th crash song to Diana crash, it's 647. That's the 118th prime. And death equals 118. So I don't know. Again, we're just kind of going on the fly, but we're going to start wrapping this up now. Thank you to the 127 that are still in here. I appreciate you. But go back and watch if you guys want a recap of everything. And like I said, my next video probably going to be about the shoes and the sneakers and the bridge, maybe. All right, so one more minute here. Let me just go through one last time the comments, and then we're going to end it. Cena got his 17th world title in the year we got the 267th Pope. 17267. That's interesting. That's a good one, actually. Huh. All right. Well, thank you again to all of you guys. If you guys want to support the channel, please hit that like button on your way out if you guys enjoyed the content. And yeah, I gotta end this here. So I got some other things I need to do, but if you guys have anything else to add, put it in the comments of the video and hit that like button. If you guys want to support the channel monetarily, I have a Buy Me a Watermelon link. And yes, guys, I'm not a big coffee fan. So I did change my Buy Me a Coffee link to a Buy Me a Watermelon because it's watermelon season. So I love watermelon. So that's how you can support me is literally if you buy me a part of a watermelon every day, I'm happy. I love that. So anyways, like my life is watermelon. I could eat it every day. But anyways, make sure you guys go over to the Illusion. He's starting his stream now. So head on over to the Illusion stream. If you want to post the link in here, do that, brother. But I'll see you guys very, very soon in the next video. Take care.